Welcome to What If the Hokage Debriefed Naruto After the Mizuki Incident, Part 5. Last time, I did let the fates decide how the preliminary rounds of the Chunin exam was going to go, and I got some interesting results. No more so than the ninth round, where Gaara faced off against Naruto, which actually gave Naruto the win, simply because Gaara was not trying to go his full power, and Naruto was not such inclined. He went full Foxcloak to beat Gaara, outing himself as the Jinchuriki to everyone present, which had some interesting reactions from the rest of the team, most likely giving Sasuke even more things to hate about Naruto. Which, speaking of which, he's becoming even more of a good target for Orochimaru, so much that Kakashi is taking Sasuke to a month-long training because he's such a volatile character. He's worried the curse mark's actually going to take hold, so he's keeping him away from the village just in case that happens. He's going to train him, endurance, strength, speed, but work on his Sharingan, because that's the whole reason Sasuke was put in Team 7s, because they both had Sharingan, or at least potential. But there's going to be no Chidori involved, because Sasuke's opponent for the final round is Shikamaru. And they're not going to want an assassination jutsu on someone like Sasuke in this situation. Next, we have Naruto's training. He is going to be with Ebisu, as he has been since he graduated from the academy. But Jiraiya is going to come along somewhere along the way, either as a reference, probably from the Hokage, because Sarutobi was Jiraiya's teacher, and Naruto is his, grandson after a fashion, so it could be, without going to the whole Godfather role, Jiraiya could excuse himself for that reason. Other than his super perverty ways, which actually, in this context, Ebisu and Jiraiya actually are in terms with, because Ebisu has lost the facade of not being a pervert, being around Naruto so much. During their time, of course, he learns the toad summoning, which takes much less time because Naruto has more experience using the QB chakra. He has better chakra control because he's learned water walking already. He's also going to improve his taijutsu and his physicality, which, like I said, from the beginning of this What If, he's been using weight training to increase his strength, which he's up considerably. I believe he's up to, 20 pounds for each hand, which is going to make him a bit stronger in this following fight. And he's also going to learn a little bit about sealing from Jiraiya. Ebisu has taught him the basic stuff, sealing scrolls for, food and water, and some campfire stuff for the survival of the force of death, but Jiraiya actually is a master, at least in the general sense. He doesn't have a speciality like Tsunade or Minato, but he is a seal master. He's also going to help Naruto plan for his opponent, because Naruto is going to be against Kankuro in the finals, at least his first round. So Jiraiya, having been in his 50s, I think, would have have at least some experience fighting puppet users, so he can give Naruto some tips. Now we have Hinata, who is in the finals this time. She's going to be facing off against Zaku, the guy with the wind cannons. And because she actually made it to the finals, she's gotten some level of acceptance from her family, and is going to be training with her father for a bit of it, as well as Kurenai for part of the month as well. Now we have Gaara. Gaara is not taking his loss very well, so he seeks out Naruto. And there's a rather large confrontation, but between Naruto working on, his skills and having a Sannin in his back corner, he wins again against Gaara and then gives him his speech, just like he does at the end of their fight in the original story. This, giving Gaara the rationale that he can't have love, especially with his family. And he sees Naruto as a friend in some way, because they had a similar experience being alienated by the village. Now, I don't think I'm going to have Jiraiya look at Gaara's seal just yet, but maybe a little bit later, because as we know, or at least what we can assume, is the seal is not working properly if Zaku can scream in his head all times. Now we have Gaara going back to his family, saying he's not so keen on invading the Leaf anymore because he has friends here, which shocks everyone, especially Orochimaru, who's posing as the Kazakaze. Trying to force the issue, Gaara gets ruffled and sends out his sand. kind of testing the waters because the Kazekage had that gold sand release which was a straight counter for Gaara. It's why Gaara followed him at all, because he didn't respect him as a leader or as a father, but he's afraid of his power. But Orochimaru, powerful as he is, doesn't have that ability. So when he doesn't use that to stop Gaara, he's immediately outed as an imposter, which, let's go meta for a second. How did the Sand not realize their leader had been replaced for a couple months? That just for a shinobi village where, yeah, that's just a little plot hole, but let's forget about that for now. So, back in the regular story, Gaara had unintentionally outed Orochimaru, and the Sand is now opposed to Orochimaru's village, the Sound, and they break out ties completely, join up to their old-time ally, the Leaf, and basically crushing the Sound invasion. Now, in this situation, I'm going to bring Danzo in. Now, I know Danzo doesn't show up into Shippuden, but technically he existed for the entirety of the series, just in the shadows and whatnot, which, again, let's not focus too heavily on that. But Danzo is a contradicting character. He has his beliefs, and then he has his actions, which don't line up whatsoever. So I'm just going to make this story, Danzo's beliefs are what actually guide his actions. So he actually does the dirty work that the Hokage is not really supposed to be doing. And in this, he makes him and the Root completely destroy the Sound invasion preemptively, whereas even before the Sand and the Leaf are able to make a full counter, releasing it. So, Danzo's not a good guy, but he's actually following his beliefs in this story. Now, a month goes by, and the finals of the Chunin exam start. Our first round, Sasuke versus Shikamaru. Now, I'm not sure if you don't remember, in the preliminary round, Shikamaru was faced off against that Mikasumi guy, the disjointed person on Kabuto's team, who basically did the same thing he did with Kankuro and rushed Shikamaru, which gave Shikamaru just enough time to catch his shadow, which gave Sasuke very little information about how Shikamaru actually fights. So even though Kakashi warns him about the Naras, Sasuke is arrogant, especially with his new abilities. Even with the Sharingan, is overcome by Shikamaru's genius. Now, I'm not as smart as Shikamaru, so I can't think of all the plans that would be required to cancel out Sasuke, but he could. So I'm going to give him the win to him. Next, we have round 2, Kankuro versus Naruto. Now, Kankuro is actually pretty scared of Naruto between, cowing Gaara and the fact that he's a Jinchuriki too, which from his experience is a very dangerous thing. Kankuro is too intimidated by Naruto to put up too much of a fight, especially when Naruto does use the puppet fighting techniques he learns from Jiraiya. So Naruto wins almost easily. Next we have Zaku versus Hinata as the third round, which Zaku was a no-show. He was part of the Sound, and they fled the village, and these the survivors did. Next we have round 4, Tenten versus Shino. Now, Tenten's pretty cool with all her weapon summons, but Shino is frankly a badass, and he's got all those destruction beetles at his beck and call. So I'm going to give the win to him, although he will lose a bit of his swarm to the explosive tags that Tenten can unleash on him. Now, final round is Neji versus Temari. Now, the Byakugan doesn't get enough recognition, but it's really pretty powerful. And against someone like Temari, who is a mixture of taijutsu and her wind ninjutsu, it would be enough to dodge and counter most of her moves, especially with the rotation, so Neji wins that fight. Now we have the 6th round, Shikamaru versus Naruto. Between Naruto's endurance and being able to summon a toad to help him counter Shikamaru's strategies, Shikamaru just gives up because he doesn't have enough energy to continue the fights. At least that's his story, sticking to it. Round 7, Hinata versus Shino. Hinata actually will win this because she's been trained by her father in how to use the Gentle Fist more effectively. She knows the rotation. Then I'm even going to give her that filler ability, the protective Tigram thing, where she basically has the precision flexibility thing, which in the anime is used against bugs. So it'd be effective counter against Shino, and Shino will quit, will forfeit the match rather than lose his swarm to Hinata's jutsu. Next, we have Naruto versus Neji, which follows pretty close to the canon Naruto, only Naruto has less reason to dislike Neji other than his fatalism, fate nonsense, which Naruto has been fighting fate his entire life, so it's a very poetic fight, but it's not, rage-filled because Neji didn't, almost beat Hinata to death in this version. Naruto still wins because he does have all the things that he used against Neji in the first fight, and Neji has already gone around where he's probably used a bit of his chakra. We had a quick intermission because it just wouldn't be fair to have a final round right after the competitor fought the previous battle. So we have Hinata versus Naruto. In between just Naruto's abilities so far and the ceiling he's learned from Jiraiya, he's able to outlast Hinata, and he wins the tournament. Now, yes, I actually did a Chunin exam where we had a complete tournament. And based on the fact that everyone did get a chance to represent themselves, we do have people that get promoted. Pretty much everyone in the final rounds, Naruto, Shikamaru, Hinata, and Neji all become Chunins. Sarutobi lives because there was no sound invasion. Orochimaru fled long before that. But the fact that the invasion got so far kind of shows that Sarutobi is too old for this. Yes, he's getting too old for this shit. So he does call for Tsunade. Now I'm not sure if she's going to be replacing him or just the fact that they need another Sannin in the village in case Orochimaru comes back. But the mission comes the next time. See you around.